How to achieve financial independence. It's like the holy grail of financial goals. After all, the ability to no longer need to work for money to live on is incredibly enticing. Just imagine what you could do with that newfound freedom. Well, let's take a look at how we can get you there. Are you ready? Let's go. Becoming financially independent means the end of mandatory work, semi-early retirement. It's being able to do whatever you want in life without having to worry about money. It isn't the same thing as retirement, which is the end of your working life, although it could be if you wanted it to be, meaning you get a new boss who is impossible to work with, just quit. Do you want to go back to school to become a teacher? Then enroll. Do you want to spend a year traveling the world? Pack your bags. Do you want to start your own business? Start writing up a plan. That type of life is what I'm referring to when I mention financial independence. You likely won't get there overnight. Achieving financial freedom will take some planning, some discipline, and persistence. But it doesn't have to take as long as most people think. The willingness to make some sacrifices and the ability to stay focused on the goal will go a long way. For example, you may have to miss some vacations at first. Might have to minimize the times you eat out or limit your shopping sprees, stuff like that. Maybe you take on a roommate, drive an old used car, sacrifices like those. But keep in mind, this is temporary. These types of sacrifices are front-loaded. Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. When you get to the sixth and final step on this list, you will be free, while all of those people you've spent years envying are chained in place by a 9-to-5, credit card debt, car loans, and a huge mortgage. Are a few years of sacrifices and some focused effort worth dodging the trappings of a successful life for a while? Good. Let's start now with 6 steps towards financial independence that you can follow to reach the freedom you've always wanted. First thing, identify your financial independence number. Financial independence happens once you have enough money saved and invested to never need to work another day in your life. The operative word, need. Although you might decide to work at a job you love, there is great freedom in knowing that you'll never have to work. A big part of the financial independence journey is determining just how much money you'll actually need to make this dream a reality. That number is your financial independence number, the goal that you should strive for when you decide to seriously pursue financial independence. Although there are a few different schools of thought about how to calculate your financial independence number, I prefer to look at your last 12 months of expenses and just divide that number by 12 to give you your average monthly expense. Personally, I have completed my journey to financial independence and have retired early, although that retirement didn't last long. At the age of 42, you can only watch so many movies, spend so much time at the gym, and hit so many golf balls at the driving range until you get a little bored with life. Also, what I noticed, you end up doing a lot of that stuff alone because everybody around you is still working. So I still work. I enjoy investing in real estate. I enjoy educating and coaching people on how to do it successfully. And this YouTube channel and the podcast feed the creative sides of me. But at any moment, I could shut it all down, eliminate all of my business expenses, and my family and I could live an upper middle class life indefinitely. I've got the option to do that. And to me, that's the true definition of financial independence, of freedom. With all that said, it all started by dialing in what my financial independence number was first. Second thing, pay down debts that don't pay you back. Being debt-free is thought to be a significant part of achieving financial independence, but I like to push back on that idea and draw a line between 2 different types of debt. We've got bad debt, of which you don't want, and you should eliminate that ASAP. And you got good debt, of which you should actually keep. Being debt-free in society has long been thought to be a badge of honor, but to me, that debt-free status can be a symptom of one's ignorance in how monetary policy, finances, and inflation in today's economy work. Without getting too deep into that, understand that bad debt costs you, like consumer credit card debt that you've used for food, clothes, and entertainment. Good debt pays you, fixed rate debt that is, and the longer the term the better. Specifically like asset-affiliated debt such as a mortgage or mortgages, like education debt that has empowered you to earn more at what it is you do for a living, like a business loan that frees you up to work on your business rather than in it. Bottom line, get rid of the bad debt, keep the good debt. In fact, consider how you can get more good debt and how you can put it to work. That's something you won't hear from Dave Ramsey. The better you are at managing good debt, the faster you'll reach your financial independence number. Number 3, avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is easy to justify, and it can sneak up on you too if you're not looking out for it. If it goes unchecked, it can really slow you down, and you might not even recognize that it is. For example, picking the right neighborhood to live in while you're pursuing your financial independence can be somewhat of a hack for you. Meaning, if you choose to live in a lower income area, societal and peer pressures will have much less of an impact on your day-to-day decisions. Living in a nicer area, even if you can afford it, can sabotage your efforts by, eating out with the friends and neighbors an extra time or two per month. Or you recognize the neighbor across the street is packing up the family for a vacation and you start to develop travel plans of your own. Or you notice your next door neighbor's new car and now you start dreaming about your next ride. Sounds kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, doesn't it? Yes, that's exactly what it is. Consciously or subconsciously, we're wired to do it, and it can be very expensive. So bottom line, watch your lifestyle decisions. Just because you can afford a first-class plane ticket this month doesn't mean you should buy it. Number 4, prioritize stashing money. Saving your money and making it a priority is advice that falls into the category of a no-brainer. It's good to save money, right? Of course it is. But I'm going to push back on this time-honored wisdom also and draw a distinction for you. You see, while traditional advice of saving money would allude to saving for a rainy day or saving for retirement, I would ask you to consider this. Rather than using the word saving, swap it out for stashing, meaning stashing money to deploy. Most people save money to park. And unfortunately, when you park money, whether in a savings account or a money market account or a CD, a certificate of disappointment, or even the stock market, your best case long-term scenario without taking on any extreme risk is going to be a single-digit return. Like less than 1% in your savings account, maybe 2% in a long-term money market account. And if you or your financial planner has a knack for picking stock market winners consistently, you're going to be extremely fortunate if you achieve above 8 or 9% annually long-term. So reconsider saving it in vehicles like that, and at the very least, allocate some, although I'd recommend all, by stashing your money for your next passive income play, such as an income property, or multiple properties, or an online business, or putting it to work in digital assets, in decentralized finance. And if you don't know what any of those are, or how they will accelerate exponentially the achievement of your financial independence number, perhaps stash money away to first invest in educating yourself about them. You're not going to learn about these types of things, at least not in the current day, through traditional education. So it's up to you to invest in your own continuing education. And that would be a good use of debt, by the way, too. The point here is, rather than save money and park it, stash it and drive it. Learn how to put your money to work for you, and then do it. And if your money isn't earning at least double-digit returns, I'd like to see triple-digit, but if it's not producing double-digit returns, consider it's not working. You work hard for your money, and it should return the favor. Number 5, reserve your money for what matters. And I want to emphasize here, don't sacrifice what you want most for what you want now. At every financial exchange, every transaction that you interact with, adopt the habit of asking yourself, does this matter? For example, I've got 7 pairs of jeans in my closet right now. Do I need this new pair that I'm about to buy? This was a real struggle for me because I have an addiction for a few things: sunglasses, red wine, and Air Jordans. As much of all of those things that I already have, it just never seems to be enough. And you likely have those types of things in your life too. You've got at least one. I know you've got one. And I'm not saying you can't indulge still, but exercise some restraint and do what most people won't do, and you'll soon be able to do what most people can't do, and buy all that stuff that you want without being influenced by how much it costs. I enjoy my Air Jordan purchases much more these days because I'm not worried about how I'm gonna pay for them. If you're ready for the 6th and final step of achieving your financial independence, let me know by smashing the like button. And if you take your financial future seriously, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, as I post stuff like this each and every week, and you're probably not gonna wanna miss it. And yes, this is predominantly a real estate channel, but it's because real estate is the vehicle that has created more wealth for more people than anything else. So it's really a financial freedom channel disguised as a real estate channel. So click the subscribe button and hang out for a while. You'll see. Number 6, boost your income. The savings you create, or the stashing of money that you build, must come from the difference between your spending and your investing. Although there is more to be said when you're coming out of the gate for reducing your expenses, it can have a big impact right away. But unfortunately, there's a limit to how low you can cut your expenses. Frugality will only get you so far. At some point, you'll have to look at the other side of the equation and boost your income to increase your stashing. So the first place to look, your day job. I mean, when was the last time you asked for a raise? Perhaps it's time again. And if you get a rejection from your boss, they say, no way, being an employer myself, I can tell you why. And this can be a tough reality to face too. You ain't worth it. Not you personally, but you professionally to the business. I mean, I'd love to pay my employees more money if they made me more money. Now that you know that, think about how you can become more valuable to your boss so that they have to give you a raise. How can you make the company more money so they can give more of it to you? Do you need to do more than what you're paid for a while? Do you need to learn a new skill? The market will pay you exactly what you're worth. And that's determined by what you do, how well you do it, and how difficult it is to replace you. Perhaps you fill a role at your company that doesn't necessarily tie directly to revenue. Maybe you start looking at other positions within the company that you might be able to take on and get really good at it. Become so good that they can't replace you. So that's the first place to look, where you currently work. Next, consider a side gig when you're not working that day job. Consider a part-time business, and that could be teaching or tutoring, freelancing the skills that you've acquired over the years. I mean, can you write, edit, take photos, design, paint? Are you handy around the house? Can you build stuff, fix stuff? These are areas that you could look at to earn extra income. Or Uber or Lyft driving, food delivery, maybe renting out your car when you're not using it, or renting out an extra room in your house. Maybe buying a used car and putting it on Turo. In today's day and age, there are a lot of different ways to make extra money on the side. You've now got the 6 action steps. Now I'm going to give you a huge tip that can really pick up the pace on your journey to financial independence. And that is to manage your environment. Particularly, I'm referring to the people you spend most of your time with. It's like this. As we were growing up, the idea of peer pressure, it had a negative connotation to it, right? Meaning, if you hang out with the bad kids at school, you'd be more inclined to do bad stuff. I mean, if you hung out with the smokers, you'll probably start smoking. If you hang out with the kids that seem to never come back to school after lunch, you'll probably start ditching school too. Peer pressure is a powerful influence on human beings. But here's the good news. Peer pressure, it works both ways. I mean, if you happen to hang out with the kids that got good grades, you likely got good grades too. And that peer pressure dynamic, it doesn't end in high school, it carries on throughout life. So you can use that as a hack and not only accelerating your journey to financial independence, but making it a whole lot easier. You see, when you actively choose to spend your time with people that are on the same path as you, that have the same goals and share the same values as you, you're gonna find you end up in different types of conversations with different types of people. And as a result, you're presented with different opportunities, different resources, and support. You'll start to notice resistance disappearing. Find yourself a mastermind as an example, or a mentor, or a coach. Hire one if you must. You can't overestimate the value of associating with someone that has been where you want to go and that has done what it is that you want to do. Looking back on my journey, being intentional about creating your environment and proactively choosing who you spend your time with is one of life's greatest life hacks. You're gonna find fewer haters there, the people will be nicer, the view is better, the air is fresher, and the road is less crowded the higher you go, the less friction and resistance that you're gonna experience. This is what I do for aspiring real estate investors. And if you'd like to go deeper with achieving your financial independence through investing in real estate, take a look at what I put together for my private clients at reiace.com. And when you get there, answer a few questions, and then you can pick a time for us to hop on the phone to discuss. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.